Hey, it's Acoustic Paint. I'm Elizabeth, and today I'm going to be going through my third sketchbook. First we've got my welcome page. It says, welcome to my sketchbook. I started this sketchbook on the 15th of November of last year and finished it on the 25th of April of this year, 2019. And I did a video where I decorated the first page of my sketchbook. Technically this is the first actual page, but this is what I decorated. I will link that video in the card if you want to check that out. Some watercolor practice, some more watercolor practice. Here, I really like how that hair turned out, and then if you can see the yellow, I saw a reference on Pinterest that was someone else's art, and it was like a drawing of a girl, and it had kind of that yellow color on just one side of her face to give the illusion of light, so I tried that here, and I think it turned out alright. So this is probably one of my favorite spreads in my sketchbook. I've got a little bird here, and then one of my favorite little vines that I like to draw, and then this I did an alcohol-based marker. I really like how the hat turned out specifically, but I think I like this spread because it's just kind of a gray, like a cool gray tone all the way across. And then a wolf sketch, more wolf sketches, some styled clouds, a train. This is an anglerfish. And then I was watching Kong Skull Island, so I decided to draw a couple of gorillas. Then here we just have a bunch of hanging lanterns and another wolf. More wolves. As you all know, I like to draw wolves. Down here, I thought he looked like he could be wearing a business suit, so I just kind of drew a business suit around the wolf. Some puffins. And then this was supposed to be just a thumbnail sketch, but I put way too much time in it. It's a kind of a thumbnail for my Thanksgiving special video. Then ear practice, just some ear studies. Some drawings of a couple of like faces at weird shots, and then we've got the Titanic sinking. I was listening to a podcast on the review of the Titanic movie, so that's what that was. I really like how this guy's eyebrow turned out. I don't know, I just think it looks good. More wolves, this is a wolf scene. I really like how this one's eye turned out. More wolves, we won't spend too much time on those. So this one I really like as well. I tried to do almost like a landscape thing up here with sand dunes, but it didn't turn out. But what I really like about this is all the horses, because horses are one of those animals that everyone kind of really wants to learn how to draw but can't. And I was just doing study with the head. I really like how this turned out. The shading turned out really well, and then just the facial structure also turned out really well. I like it. Oh, and then here's a wolf. This is when I was getting geared up for Captain Marvel. This is a wolf that I did in one of my recent videos. Another alcohol-based marker piece. This is a lion. I really like it a lot. I love the texture you can get with brush markers with the mane. I think it turned out great. This is when I first got my Copic marker and I was just testing it out. Filling up some blank space. Dog with a helmet. I think the helmet looks really cool. It's got like a camera on it, kind of spy themed, I don't know. Another alcohol-based marker, tiger. I wish I had done a little bit more with this leg here, but overall, I think it's alright. And then this is when I didn't have any actual photo references with me. We were making dinner and there was just a can of green beans out on the counter, so I drew it. And then I drew my Copic marker. And I was really happy that it was green beans on the counter because my Copic, one of the only Copics I have is like a moss green, and that's about the color of green beans. Again, didn't have any photo references, so I just sketched out what was on the counter. We were making kind of a dessert. We were making these. They're called whoopie pies. They're kind of like, so imagine if like a hard Cheeto and then a Cheeto puff. Imagine an Oreo and then an Oreo puff. That's kind of what whoopie pies are. And now we jump to Christmas. I don't know if we ever posted this video, but this was a failed attempt at making a Christmas special. And then this next page is a not unfailed attempt, a positive attempt that we actually posted, making our Christmas special video. Another horse spread, some eggs, another horse. I need to get back into drawing horses. I haven't drawn them in a while. This is just another dog with a helmet. I like the gradient that I got there. I was just messing around with my watercolors by just throwing down a dark saturated color and then gradually making it more transparent. Then here we've got a girl sitting on top of like a don't walk sign, and I was gonna color it in, but I like the sketch so much that I just left it the way it was. More horses. I really like this profile. I like to draw profiles when the people have like very distinct brow bone or nose or even lips. I really like that. Some octopuses, octopi, octopods. More people, some lions. And then orca whales. That wolf sketch is underrated by me. I think I like this one a lot. I hardly remember doing it, but it's underrated by me at the time. Underrated by past me. More wolves, another wolf. Wolves, orcas. I like how that whale tail turned out. The depth in that is pretty good. More horses. This is service dogs from the service dog training organization, 4 Paws for Ability. This is when I was making a thumbnail and testing if my inking pens were waterproof because I wanted to do a watercolor of BB-8 for our 2-year blog anniversary. I will link that post in the description as well. Things that were just on my desk, scissors and my headphones, I drew those. Again, I'm really leaning into the live reference as of late, so a stapler, jar of mayonnaise, my water bottle, and a pear. Obviously, wolves and horses, I don't have access to live models of those, so those have to be photos, but still. I drew these during Drawing with Waffles 1 million subscriber live stream. Another wolf. I like this person a lot. I think if I were to change anything, it'd be the skirt because it doesn't sit right on her body, and then her hair. It's just kind of a placeholder. Another person, I like this one less. Oh, and then, oh man, I need to make a note to make this video. This was when I drew one of Kathleen's original creature designs, kind of in my own style and my own interpretation. In that video, I said I would do a full piece, so I think I need to do that soon. Here, I drew this sketch in 5 minutes. This is when I was starting my own personal drawing challenge called 5 Minute March. It's where you do like a 5-minute sketch every day through the month of March. And that's what all these are, 5-minute sketches. Not these, but I kind of fell off the 5-minute March thing at about week 2 just because I got super busy. Ooh, okay, so in this sketchbook, I decided to really try and learn how to draw people, either that be people anatomy or people just facial structures, because I tried it in my last sketchbook, if you remember, and I actually thought it turned out pretty well, but this time I'm really gonna try. So I'm just doing some figure drawing here because my biggest problem is I tend to make the limbs either too long, too short, or just wrong. So that's what all this is. Just some figures, another figure. Oh, I've got a book character who's got a prosthetic leg and I was just kind of designing it. And then this is a concept page for a mural I was asked to paint. I don't know if I'm actually still doing that because the people who requested it never got back to me after I showed them the designs. So, yeah, I don't know if that's happening. Another wolf. Ooh, some okapi. This is when I was still trying to do 5-minute March. Obviously, this is alcohol-based marker. Couldn't do that in 5 minutes. I think I spent like half an hour on that one. But I was just figuring some stuff out. Again, I remember thinking about this when I posted this on my blog. I really love these two characters, the little red fox and the big wolf, because I kind of want to make them my OCs. I especially like this one's expression. He's sitting on the rock and looking up at his buddy, so maybe I'll have a character design session with these two and see what comes up. I think this might be the last 5-minute March sketch. I'm not 100% sure. This is after I saw Captain Marvel, and I just wanted to make something Captain Marvel themed, but I wasn't sure what. So I just kind of threw her colors down with the words Captain Marvel, and then later that evening sketched this out. This was March 8th. As of filming, it's now May 22nd, and I still haven't colored or painted that piece, but I will eventually. The pretty bad figures. Oh, this is another underrated wolf sketch. I like that a lot. This is when Kath was doodling for an animation that she was gonna make. I don't know if she ever finished it. Another person, another wolf. I did this in my travel video. My art supply travel video. Oh, okay, so here, I've started doing this thing where drawing people, like actual people, is kind of a daunting task, but to make it a little easier on myself, I've been looking up Greek and Roman statues to draw instead, because there's something about them that it's just like they're already art pieces, so I'm basically just redrawing the art piece. So that's what these are. All of these are statues, but they're just somehow easier for me to draw than actual people. Oh, nope, we've got more 5-minute March sketches. Just a fun sketch, just messing around with some colors. My Scribble With Me video. Okay, so this is where we start to get into some serious figure studies. That's what we've got going on here. I like to use male dancers, like photos of male dancers. You can see their muscle structures really, really well, usually in photos, so that's what I've been using. This is when I was at the airport. Again, no reference, so I just made various hand positions and drew those. I like this one a lot. Some more people, some ballet slippers. I don't remember what this is called. Some sort of deer. I really love how the values and the horns just, I like this one a lot. Again, working on profiles. This one didn't really turn out, but that's okay. Here, as you all probably know, I like to draw a lot of wolves, but I tend to only draw them from like the shoulders up, so just their head and their neck. So I was trying to figure out what the body design would be for one of them, and I think I really like this design. I'll probably have to explore it further eventually. My cousin asked me to draw a unicorn, and so I just slapped a horn on a horse, and I don't think it turned out, but she was happy with it, so. Another statue. I drew this at the airport, and then I actually drew this on a flight. This is probably my favorite sketch in this entire sketchbook, just because I didn't use a statue reference. I used an actual person reference. I drew it while I was on the flight, and I drew it with one colored pencil. So I'm really, really happy, and I love this one so much. I love the shading, and I just love everything about it. Again, it's another one of those profiles that I like so much, but you know, draw what you like. Some more animal sketches. This is when I was thumbnailing my very front page, and I did some columns. Again, more thumbnailing, another profile, and then I just wanted to draw some cool fluffy pants, so yeah. Here is where I kind of started deep diving into just adding blocks of color, because I sketched out this girl in just a red colored pencil. Then I added black around the edges, and I really, really like it. There's a little bit of foreshortening in the subject, and I like that a lot. And here we just kind of have a futuristic solar system almost. Obviously there's no rhyme or reason to it, and there's a city along the half of a moon, but I just thought it was cool. And then more feet studies, and I really like the composition of this page specifically because I did these two sketches, and I kind of wish I didn't scribble out this one because looking at it now, I like it a lot. But I needed to fill up this long space, so I just looked up a reference that was tall and long, and I drew it, and I think it looks really good. And then here I did a scribble challenge where I just made a scribble, and I ended up coming up with this like dog, dragon, snake thing. And I just think it's cool. Another wolf, and then here again with the big blocks of color. I'm really feeling the big blocks of red just because it's such a bold color. So I sketched out this wolf with I wanted a wolf with cool antlers. I don't really love how the antlers turned out, but what I really love is this big block of red. I used gouache for that. Here's a thumbnail sketch for a gouache piece I want to do in the future, where it's kind of like a guy sitting with a crown of flowers. I'm really interested in that subject, so I think I'm gonna do it sometime in the future when I get better gouache. I really want to do it with some nice gouache and not my student grade gouache, just because I'm so like done with my student grade gouache. So I was watching Black Panther and I drew Killmonger's sword staff thing. It's a staff, but he uses it like a sword, so I just drew the top and then I drew some Black Panthers. And here's a thumbnail, well, it was supposed to be a thumbnail for my toned paper video. Just filling up the space. And because I was feeling kind of low about my art, I did this video. You all have seen it. And then here are some thumbnail ideas for my 3-marker challenge video, and here's the finished product. Oh, I remember specifically when I drew this sketch, I was so ready to break into my ELO sketchbook because I wanted more space, because the bow didn't fit completely on the page, neither did her leg or her elbow. And I was really frustrated because I was like, I want to fit all of these things on the page, but I want to make it large, but I don't have enough space. And the ELO sketchbook is bigger than this one, so I was super excited to use it, but then chose to use another master touch instead of my ELO because I'm like saving my ELO for something. I don't know what I'm saving it for. I don't want to use it just yet. Oh, and here's another page that I love, this one right here, because I've got like this almost 1950s era woman just kind of sitting there, and I love the shading on her face. And then to fill up the space behind her, I did the little vines that I really like to draw, and I love the shading and I love the vines, and the complementing colors just really pulls this page together. And then here's the point where I'm like, I've got 8 pages left. I'm gonna push through, I'm gonna finish this today. And so I just did some owls. I like this one a lot. I did these all in brush pens, so I like the expressiveness of this one the most. And then I drew some hats. I like the shading on that ball cap. Some eye studies and a shark. And then here we are again with that big block of color, just a girl sitting on a stool with kind of a black cape. And again, profile, as always. And we have reached the end. All right, that is all for my Sketchbook 3 tour. I hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below what your favorite sketchbook page, spread, or sketch was. I personally love this spread the most, which is why it's on the end screen. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you're alerted every time we post a new video. Share this video with someone if you think they'll like it, and have a fabulous day. Bye!